and good morning. We're going to be under the hood of the 2016 Audi Q5. This is going to be your 4-cylinder. We're going to be changing out the engine air filter today. Of course, with most people, you're quite surprised if you don't take your car to the dealership how many people will forget this. So this is the layout of your engine compartment once you pop your hood. And of course, if you don't know how to pop your hood, definitely go back and visit your dealership. So you're going to have your engine cover is going to be completely covered here. You don't need to remove that at all. You can leave that on. Basically what you're going to be looking at is your air filter housing, which is going to be here. And as you can see, that's off to the left side. Now the filter that I'm going to be using, of course, if you need a part number, 8K0133843M. And this is the filter. I'll go ahead and unbox it so you see exactly what it looks like. And as you can see there, that's your engine air filter. All right, so here we are. You have the air intake hose, which connects to your air filter housing. And all we're going to do, you can see your Torx T25 is what I'm going to be using, or Torx T27, sorry. Torx T27. You can pick these up from anywhere from Lowe's, Home Depot, Northern Tools. In addition, I'm just going to kind of zoom out here. We've got flathead screwdriver. We've got a torque wrench. Of course, this helps me to move faster. Basic screwdriver. You can put in different adapters into the very end there. In addition to that, you can see the Torx T27, which I just introduced to you. And I have this as well. This is going to be a TXC 25. Of course, I can plug it into my screwdriver here and take it and use it on the Torx or the screws as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. As you can see, flathead screwdriver kind of coming in here. I'm using one that's awfully big, but you don't have to use one that's this big. All I'm going to do is loosen this up so I can release that from the air intake housing, which we'll do there. Now this you don't particularly have to unplug. What this is going to do, your air housing cover is just going to lift up. Audi, as I mentioned before, Volkswagen loves to add a ton of screws everywhere. But you've got one here, another down underneath, and of course one off to the side. And I would not be surprised if I found another one somewhere. Oh, there is. There's one here. So in all, you have 3 down each side, so you have a total of 6. So definitely make sure you remove all those. We'll go ahead and start on the top here. And all you're going to do, as you already know, you're just going to loosen these up and you're going to remove the housing. You don't want to take them completely out. Last thing you don't want to do is to have your screws falling down into your engine compartment, and therefore you're going to have to roll into an Audi store and pick up some additional screws. That's one thing you'll find as well. Some of your manufacturers, you can see a Torx there, Torx there. As long as you have your Torx items, it's pretty easy to get into your luxury European manufacturers and also Volkswagen. Right, so we've got the top to remove. I'm just going to move her a little bit more. There we go. Do that with my hand. I do believe that is removed, but if not, we'll come back and get it. By the way, it's an awesome day here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Starts out in the mornings. If you're a golfer, you're doing any activities outside, it roughly will start off much like this, to where there's not much sun in the action in the day, and then all of a sudden in the evening, right at about the 3 to 4 o'clock range, you will have rain to come about. So you have a little bit of cloud coverage so you can get out and you can do most of the things you need to do out in the yard if you do any of that stuff yourself. All right, so we're going to use our screwdriver here. It's going to give me a little bit more extension. You can also use an extender on your torque wrench. Of course, I don't have the extender here, but I have it for the larger screws, the larger torque wrench. But yeah, you can use an extender for your torque wrench to help to get down into areas such as that. So we're going to keep rolling. You remember that 6 I told you about? This is number 5. So this is number 6. This is the last one. And you can see where I'm putting my screwdriver. So you just look before you go out to start the process. So you're just not out with your screwdriver searching for screws. All right, so that's number 6. This guy should lift up accordingly. There we go. So that lifts straight up, as you can see. If you want to remove that, you can detach it. So therefore, you can take this completely off. Whatever you do, try not to turn this upside down. You don't want your screws there again to go down into your engine housing. So I'm going to go ahead and lift up. This is where your flathead may come in handy, or you can just take it and pinch it from the side here. Lift straight up. All right, so that's not that bad. So here's what I'm going to do. Of course, I've got my vacuum cleaner here, just to show you what I'm using. It's detached from the house vacuum, and I'm going to go ahead and suck out some of that extra dirt, dust, anything that may be down inside. And if you did, you can go ahead and wipe out, bring anything with you. You can go ahead and wipe out some of the, and it's just dust. I mean, at this point, this is probably going to be minimal. That will help you. If I didn't have you joining me this morning, would I do this? Probably not. But as far as the wipe out here, I mean, you can see all of what I'm picking up. So once you're there and you have that removed, you vacuumed as much as you can out. We're going to go ahead and roll into our filter here. This is all simple. Of course, you have the filter. No particular way you would have to put it in from a length standpoint. You can just take it and insert it in. Remove your hose. Take it and insert it in. Once that's in, just take it and push it down. Once you have it pushed down into place, that's pretty much it on replacing the filter. So you're just going to take your housing cover, put it back into place, and remember, don't turn this over backwards, because if you're taking your screws all the way loose, you could lose them into your engine compartment. So you definitely don't want to do that, because you're off to the Audi store once again to have those replaced. So we're just going to make sure that's all flat and snug with the vehicle, indeed which it is. So all I'm going to do now, I can take it, grab my torque wrench, and all of this, if you can do it by hand, go right ahead. But we'll go ahead and lock this back into place. Back snug. There we go, that's that one. Just going to roll back through these. So I have all of those. All right, so I'm locked back in. All I got to do now is just connect my hose to my housing. All right, so we've got that done. And on your air filter, we'll go ahead and put this back in the box for safekeeping. Throw it in the recycling bin, and all done. So another job complete. I appreciate you joining me in the changing of the air filter for the 2016 Audi Q5. Definitely make sure to join me next. I'm going to go in and I'm going to change the interior cabin filter. So tune in. I'll bring that to you over the next coming days.